The rolls are fluffy and so tasty on the inside, so fluffy. I'm just dipping it in that really delicious caramel apple. We're going to start with 3 cups of plain flour and a sprinkle of salt, and just mix that together and set aside. Next, add 1 teaspoon of sugar to 200 milliliters of milk and just warm this through until that milk is lukewarm. The milk should feel warm and not hot to the touch. You don't want to kill the yeast. And I'm adding 1 sachet of instant or dried yeast. And once your yeast has dissolved, just leave your milk to sit for approximately 10 minutes. Next, whisk 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. And when your milk is beginning to foam and froth, just add your egg to your milk and whisk this through. Add your egg and milk mixture to your dough. Add your egg and milk mixture to your dough and a knob of butter. I will put the exact quantities in the description below. And you want to start mixing this through. Turn your dough out onto a well-floured surface and just begin to knead your mixture together. If you find it's too dry, incorporate a little milk. If it's too sticky, incorporate a little flour. When you've combined your dough, you should find it's slightly sticky, but it shouldn't be unworkable. And you just want to start kneading it. And the way I like to do it is push with my palm and then back in. And this is just going to develop the gluten in your dough. And this should take approximately 10 minutes. Your dough is ready when you're able to form a nice smooth ball and it springs back slightly at the touch. And place your dough in a bowl and cover and leave until it's doubled in size. Now for the apples, I've just cubed this up into relatively small pieces, and because I felt lazy to make my own, I'm just using some tinned caramel and I'm adding a couple spoons of it to the apple now. So the idea is I just want to soften these apples a little, and that caramel is just going to help it along. I'm cooking this on a medium heat and making sure I stir this constantly. And this is ready when you can push it to one side and you're not getting a watery caramel and it's coating all your apples. Turn your apples out into your baking tray and just spread it into a nice thin line, and you want this to cool down entirely. If you like, you can add a couple extra spoons of your caramel and just mix this through whilst it's still warm. When your dough has risen in size, it's time to roll it out. And you want to roll this into a long rectangle being about 8 centimeters wide, and just spread the top of your dough with very soft butter. I've spread my butter evenly all over my pastry, and now we want to combine our brown sugar, you can use regular sugar for this, and our cinnamon. I will put the exact quantities in the description. And just make sure that's really well combined. Sprinkle a nice thick layer of your cinnamon sugar mixture all over your dough. Now, when I make cinnamon rolls, I really don't joke around with the coverage. I really want to taste that cinnamon sugar in every bite. And I know everyone's always looking for that perfect middle bite, but I want that feeling throughout the entire pastry. And then from the long side, we're going to start rolling our dough. Slowly start gathering your dough, making sure you keep it quite tightly sealed in there, and you can use the paper to help you roll it if you need to, and this will help you create a really nice tight roll. And for those ends, you can just sort of press it into your dough. What I prefer to do is just let the weight of that dough press it and seal it. If you like, you can fold in the ends or just cut them off. I prefer to fold them in, less waste that way. Now you can of course just use a knife to cut your cinnamon rolls, but my preferred method is using a clean piece of thread or twine. I just pull this tight through my dough and let that do the cutting for me, and it gives you these really pristine, beautiful shapes. And now it's time to layer your cinnamon rolls onto your cold apple. So I want a tiny bit of space between them. Cover and leave these for approximately 30 to 45 minutes to puff up once more. When they're beautiful and puffy like this, you can bake them for 20 to 25 minutes in a 180 degrees Celsius oven. And your rolls are done when they're a light golden colour like this. And whilst they're still warm, I've just heated some of my remaining caramel. Give them a really good drizzle. And when your cinnamon rolls have cooled down, you're ready to take a bite. And that's all there is to it. A really simple, really tasty recipe. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe and click that notification bell. Thank you for watching.